From perfectly arranged scrolls in ancient scholar studios to minimalist feng shui-driven living spaces, the Chinese have long mastered the art of home organization. These weren't just storage decisions. They were philosophies, rituals, and ways of life. And today, these ancient principles are more relevant than ever. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into timeless traditions and how they still shape the world around us. Imagine this. You enter a Qing dynasty courtyard home. The gate creaks open to reveal not chaos, not clutter, but perfect balance. Every object has its place. The home breathes. The courtyard centers the sky. Bamboo furniture rests quietly against clean white walls, and the layout flows like water. There are no storage hacks, no Pinterest boards, just an ancient intention. And yet this 400-year-old space could teach your modern apartment more about order, peace, and energy than any viral organizing trend. Because the Chinese didn't just organize homes. They designed entire lives around the flow of energy, nature, and balance. Today, we're uncovering how the Chinese perfected home organization over thousands of years and how you can bring these ancient techniques into your space, starting now. To understand Chinese home organization, you must first understand how deeply space connects to spirit. Let's rewind. In ancient China, a home wasn't just a shelter. It was a universe. It mirrored the cosmos. Homes followed the principles of feng shui, the art of spatial alignment based on qi, the energy that flows through everything. Rooms were arranged not just for utility, but for energy flow, facing directions, doorways, window placement, and even where you put your water basin mattered deeply. Imagine entering a home where the front door faces directly west. In IIF Shui's invitation for declining energy, bad luck, so they'd place a screen or redirect the path. Harmony above all. This wasn't superstition, it was strategy. A home needed to feed the mind, body, and soul, and every piece of organization served that goal. In Confucian tradition, order began at home. If the home was organized, the self was stable. If the self was stable, society could function. So organizing your teacups wasn't trivial, it was a civic duty. The earliest organizational genius? The Yuan is a traditional courtyard home that has lasted over 1,000 years. 4 buildings formed a square around an open courtyard. The layout was symmetrical with strict zones for sleeping, cooking, study, and guests. No overlap, no chaos. The outer rooms were for everyday life. The innermost space, reserved for ancestors? Yes, even the dead were part of the organization. Ancestor tablets, altars, and offerings were always in the central northern room because the family members went back and forth in time and space. Then came the scholar's studio, a temple to order. Scrolls rolled with precision, inkstones polished, brushes hung, never dropped. Books arranged not by title, but by energy. Classics in the East, strategy in the West, poetry in the South, and philosophy in the North. The room was a map of the mind. Fast forward to the Ming and Qing dynasties. Homes still followed these sacred flows, but now beauty entered the equation. Rosewood cabinets with hidden compartments, screens that divided space without closing it, hidden drawers inside carved benches. Function met art. And even furniture knew its role. The organization wasn't just about storing, it was about revealing. When something was needed, it emerged smoothly. When not needed, it vanished into harmony. And it wasn't just elite homes. In rural homes, clay jars for rice, tea bricks hung in rows, and tools are arranged by season. Nothing wasted, every object is respected. Harmony wasn't about wealth, it was about rhythm. Now, moving into the 19th century, Western influence begins creeping in. Architecture changes, furniture styles shift, but still, the roots of the Chinese organization endure. Even as high-rise buildings rise in Shanghai, many homes still feature a central altar. Shoes off at the door. Beds are positioned for protection, and they never face the door directly. That's the coffin position. And in the 20th century, things got complicated. The communist period brought state-designed worker housing. Function became the goal. One-room flats, shared kitchens. But even in these minimal spaces, ancient habits survived. Foldable furniture, multi-purpose stools, vertical storage long before IKEA. People used rice sacks to store winter clothes, tea tins for sewing needles, old calendars as drawer liners. Nothing is thrown away. The organization became a survivor. But now, in the 21st century, something incredible is happening. The old ways are coming back. Amid China's modern architecture boom, skyscrapers, gated communities, and minimalist interiors, there's a quiet revival of ancient organization. Architects are looking back at Siheyuan layouts. Designers are blending feng shui with smart home tech. Decluttering isn't just trendy, it's returning to something sacred. Because the ancient Chinese organization was never about less, it was about essence. What belongs here? What doesn't? Is this object useful, beautiful, honoring your past, supporting your future? If not, it doesn't belong. Even modern homes in China now reflect this balance. You'll find modular furniture inspired by Qing-era joinery. Open spaces flow from one function to another with no hard walls. Rooms that change with the season. Furniture that folds, hides, transforms. In Shanghai, you might find a studio apartment that converts from bedroom to dining room to meditation space, all using principles laid down centuries ago. Let's go deeper. One of the oldest forms of spatial planning in China comes from Lu Ban, the legendary carpenter and engineer. His classical texts laid out not just construction rules, but furniture placement, ideal shelf height, and even drawer sizes. It's said that modern joinery techniques in minimalist Japanese and Nordic furniture owe a debt to Lu Ban's scrolls. Think of how Lu Ban's measuring system was designed to capture auspicious energy. Not just, will this cabinet fit, but will this dimension bring peace? Compare that to your last IKEA trip. The ancient organization was intuitive, sensory, and sacred. You didn't just walk into a room, you felt it. You knew if something was off. That painting was too high. That mirror is too sharp. That plant is too lonely. So, how do you bring this into your home? Start by centering your space. Pick one area, your desk, your kitchen counter, your entryway, and ask, what belongs here, what doesn't? Next, flow. Imagine water moving through your home. What gets blocked? Where is the clutter pooling? Open up those spaces. Remove what stagnates. Then add a ritual. Create a tea corner. Hang your keys with care. Store your socks like scrolls. The way you place things is the way you live. And finally, respect your tools. Your broom, your shoes, your notebook. In ancient China, every tool had its place and a spirit. When you put it back with intention, you honor that spirit. This is an organization not as aesthetic, but as philosophy. Today, in a world of constant motion and digital noise, returning to these ancient Chinese organizing principles is more than nostalgic. It's necessary. These techniques weren't built for aesthetics or trends. They were built to calm the chaos of everyday life. When your phone is buzzing, your calendar is overflowing, and your home feels like a mess of half-finished intentions, that's when these ancient habits can ground you. The placement of a chair, the clearing of a corner, the gentle ritual of folding a blanket at dusk. This is mindfulness in motion. You don't need to tear down walls or buy exotic furniture. You just need to pause, observe, and realign. Let your space support your purpose, not compete with it. In Chinese tradition, your home isn't separate from your soul. It is your soul made visible. Home organization in China was never about control. It was about harmony. It's not about having less, but about having what belongs. It's not minimalist or maximalist. It's intentional. From the Siheyuan to the smart home, the principle remains the same. A space that breathes, flows, and nurtures the spirit. So as you organize your space today, ask not, "Where should this go?" but, "What energy does this bring?" Tell us, what's one small way you could bring ancient Chinese harmony into your home? A new arrangement? A small altar? A better flow? And if you loved this journey through space, history, and philosophy, give it a like, subscribe for more timeless insights, and share this video with someone who's still fighting their closet door every morning, because the Chinese didn't organize to impress. They organized to live well. And now, so can you.